We're going to go over now the rest of the video, which, see, I had a video that was removed an hour and 23 minutes, and it was really just because I was playing music and shouldn't have been doing that. And I told y'all about how the video was removed. Well, there's part one of the removed video. I cleaned it up, just basically gave you the correct content. And so now we're going to go through the rest of it. And really, the rest of it will be about No Time to Die. And let me pause because I'm going to copy and paste this for a second. All right, so I did go back in there and add all of the videos that I used. And you can watch the videos yourself. It kind of will maybe add more too, because I really chopped all that up. I really overly explained it and overly played movie clips and overly played songs, let them play longer than I should, so you could hear what the lyrics were. And so on and so forth. So let's get out of that. Let's continue on now with foreshadow. All right, so now we're going to continue on with part two of what was removed, but this is basically part two of my No Time to Die, because a long time ago, I gave you part one, The Weekend, No Time to Die. And I called it The Weekend because this is what I was going to do this weekend, was go over kind of a joke on that entertainer called The Weeknd that doesn't have an E. It doesn't have the third E. And then I really did part two with the hour and 23-minute video, but it was coupled with a lot of other stuff, so it was removed. So I went ahead and did a lot of the other stuff, which was your comments and me bouncing off your comments. And now that's its own movie, part one of removed video. My fault, played too much music, movie clips, and so forth. But now we're really going to get back to part two of this weekend's me going over No Time to Die. So I don't know really what I want to call it, because it's part two of removed video and part two of No Time to Die. So I don't know. We'll figure it out. So let's set up to load it. I'll make sure I put all of that back in there. And now let's move through the video. And of course, I've got more to add because I watched the rest of the James Bond movie. What song, please? What was that about? Thibaut Martin said, what song? Anyway, we're going to now we get into go to my videos right now. Since we finish up these comments, because I want to watch each. Sure. First it was this one. So he starts talking about it's crowning day. Once again, La Palma. And crowning is Jesus, Hebrews 2:9. His death was his crowning moment. And now Blofield's going to talk about his crowning or crowning day. After the crowning moment. Mad as a bag of bees. Mad as a bag of bees. The hive mind. He says, it's crowning day. And he says, good. In other words, Blofield's talking in the background while the other guys are having their own conversation. So he's saying good based off their conversation. But what Blofield is saying in the background has a lot of symbolism and meaning about their world. So when you get to the subtitles, you'll see Blofield saying something, but it's also him or Q speaking also. Yeah, I think I go back and play it a few times. He's like this every day. Mad as a bag of bees. So he's representing Trump, Blofield does. And of course, he's James Bond. And by the way, we saw somebody break these movies down, and they said that what Bond is with his Bond and Blofeld are mirror images of each other. That's what that's all about. That's what I'm trying to say. They're the same. It's kind of like Batman and the Joker, even though they do equate Batman's villains with characteristics of God and or other gods. Like Jesus talks in parables or spoken parables. And the word of God is one big parable, of course, because Jesus is the word. That's why the word is a parable. You cannot understand it unless you have spiritual discernment. That's why it's written so cryptically, and the King James, the best you have, and John 3:16 was falsely written by the Catholic Erasmus. So, but Blofeld and Bond are one and the same, and there is a scene in Spectre, I believe it is, where they're looking at each other through glass, and it's really a mirror. Blofeld's got his eye busted out, and Daniel Craig is looking at him. Well, of course, that's an infusion because Daniel Craig is Trump. So they were looking at each other. That's what I'm trying to explain here. Villains, they look in the mirror with each other. Blofeld and Bond actually look through the glass, and it's actually looking at a mirror. That's why Blofeld is missing his right eye, and Bond is looking straight at him. It's, again, twin symbolism, but mirror imaging to where he is both the villain and the good guy, or the villain. He's the antagonist and protagonist. It's clean. It's clean as can be. I wanted y'all to see all this to try to understand, what does he mean by it's clean as can be? Maybe the fake assassination, it's done so cleanly that it just fools everybody. Or the abomination of desolation, when the goats all have demonic entities uploaded into their body. I mean, I don't think that's what the crowning day would be, but I do believe it does take place on a solar eclipse, Hitler's birthday, the abomination of desolation, or the ending of the war. That's kind of what we're all trying to figure out, because in Apocalypto, they quit cutting off the heads, which could have meant they quit with the war. When the eclipse came, I mean, because they said the gods have now had their fill of the blood. So if enough blood is spilled, which would be 2 billion on the earth, the pale horse through war and famine, that now the Antichrist can come and declare himself to be God. I mean, there's a lot of different ways to look at it. It's just clean. It's perfect. It's crowning day. Everyone just wants a party. And it makes you look at New Year's Eve when it's a party, or Christmas Eve, or Christmas when it's a party. And in the previous video, part 1, we do look at New Year's Eve because it was first opened or something like that on New Year's Eve. The Eye in London, which they cut to after Bond dies. They cut to London from an aerial view, and you can see the London Eye. And so I immediately thought, let's go look at those dates. And December 31st is one of those dates. They have like 3 dates. February 1st is another date. And then there's something, I think, in March or April. Or the 21st, getting close to Christmas. Yeah, I want them both to hear me. Blofeld laughs. Clean as can be. So Blofeld's talking in the background saying it's clean as can be. Everyone just wants a party. That's Blofeld talking. And that's what we have to focus on, what Blofeld is saying. Everybody just wants. It's very confusing, and it's very cryptic. And of course, that's why we had to really slow this down and really jump on it. The party. Everybody wants a party on New Year's Eve. It'll be a surprise when he goes down. Waves lapping. Right after he says it'll be a. So immediately after Trump would go down, we do again get the La Palma symbolism. Surprise, waves lapping again with Donnie Darko and the right eye getting jabbed, and they cut to the ocean waves. That stuff there is no accident. That's not an accident. That's not an accident. That's not an accident. That's La Palma right after he goes down. And even if it's just a pebble, something's going down somewhere. And they might blame it on La Palma when really they just busted up some nuclear bombs out there off in New York City and flooded it.
You hear waves overlapping. Waves laughing.
Yes, waves laughing. Thank you.
That is La Palma. Wave.
Yeah.
Waves laughing.
All right. So we're done with that. Next. I want y'all.
All right, so you come.
I want y'all. I want y'all. I want y'all. We need Blofeld's birthday.
Is the crowning day. So we have to look at the actor's birthday. Birthday that has played.
That's what Michael took care of. Blofield's on earpiece. It'll be all clear. It'll be clean. Is what Blow. And they're holding the eye. Like he's going to get hit in his right eye. It'll be clean. It'll be a surprise. It'll be clean as can be. I mean, there's all these things said. Oh, it's just, they're just throwing all kind of symbolism out there. It's like the clues, the Blues Clues are like jumping off the page, aren't they? Blofield's saying there's a lot of clues when Blofield's talking because it's very jumbled with music, other people talking, but everything he is saying is why I wanted to put it on video for y'all to see, freeze frame, read, and see if any clue in his verbiage from his lines mean anything to y'all. Straight up. Yeah, I want to see what y'all pick up on because I can't solve all this. There's the all-seeing eye, which is Lucifer, of course, and also the eye that Trump will lose. It'll be all clear. It'll be clean. It's good. It's as good as can be. Like, it's just going to be perfect. Everybody's going to hit the streets and riot. And it's my party. Ah, found it, she says. Blofield says, celebrate me, my birthday. And this could just very well be Trump's new birth as he is born again. So it might not have anything to do with Blofield's birthday, obviously. My crowning day. So and rebirth of the sun. You do have a rebirth of the sun, which we're back looking at December 21st again, which our friend, I believe it's Mr. Young. Sorry if I don't remember y'all's names. I'm 60 years old. I'm so old. I went and Googled it, and it is Hebrews 2:9, King James Version, Bible Gateway. It says, death, comma, crowned with glory and honor. That's Jesus. So the death is the crowning. But we see Jesus, who was made a little lower than the angels because he's a human, for the suffering of death, crowned with the glory. You got death and crowned right next to each other. You can hardly ignore that. And so when the Antichrist has a crown given to him, it's the fake death. It's given, it's fake. He didn't earn it. That was confirmed to me by Blofield. Corona means crown. So it's also going to all coincide with solar eclipses, which could be his crowning day, which would be when he would rise with the spirit of Antichrist because it's his rebirth, his rebirthing, his resurrection, as James Bond said in Skyfall. What's your hobby? And James Bond said resurrection. So that means he's got to die before December 4th. That means he's got to die before December 4th. That means he has to die before December 4th. Has to. Or on it, but before it. So that's why we think we're so close. And Wednesday, Addams Family. Wednesday from the Addams Family. Wednesday, November 17th. I'm looking hugely at saying my crowning day, because they don't use that word crowning for nothing. All right. Right. I think I can let this play. I got stuff I need to do.
So what's our
But
next?
I'll be back. I'll be listening to it.
Get rid of that. It's a crowning day. Good. We already did this one, I think. Yeah.
And you hear waves overlapping.
That's the one we already
Waves
did.
overlapping.
And we've got super interesting from the movie No Time to Die, Hebrews 2:9.
It's on Blowfield where it says, where he says it's the crowning.
We already did that.
And then his death, comma. It's another $19. And I just ate on Bill Maher, Shark Tank, Beast Out of the Sea.
Yeah, Shark Tank. Guy on Shark Tank was on Bill Maher. Beast Out of the Sea reference. I mean, come on, man. Are we close or what?
Y'all, I feel like we're so close.
Yeah.
The 4K, but dollars. And I just ate the guy from, and I'll show it to you in a second. Shark Tank was the first guest. Was the first guest on Bill Maher. Shark Tank. Beast Out of the Sea. Y'all, I feel like we're so close. Let me go ahead on and get this ready for you. That's a better piece. It's crowning day. Did y'all see that? It's crowning day.
Yeah.
Good grief. It's so in the face that the crowning is his death. We knew that from, I believe, I was in my Hebrews study, the crown. I want to say it was 9:2, but I don't think that's it.
I said Hebrews 9:2, then it was 2:9. Woo, Shark Tank on the scene.
So, how close are we? Saw The Dark Knight delivered, and then we wanted to go see a movie. Went to a different movie. It was my first wife and my second wife.
Oh, the ABBA. 1221, the ABBA. We already talked about that. I'm pretty sure that's what I was talking about there.
It was my first one, and I told my second birthday. They went to go see, y'all know the name of it, but ABBA is 122, son. But right now, man.
1221. Got it. We're on it. We got it, Trey. We're on it. So of course I had to look at the numbers that they flashed on the screen when they were looking at a computer situation with Q, James Bond and all that. And you do get the 666,500 straight up. Straight up Antichrist and the number of his name. You can't make it up. And you get the iPad Goat 727 right there next to it. Same line, even with it, 727. 22,727, as a matter of fact. And to the left of it, 22,727, but down a line. So next to it to the right. And I like the way you get the 23 there. For 23 days before and after the portal, you get the you go from Groundhog Day to the cold full moon. Yeah. Which is Michael Jordan's number. And there's your 22 and 727 iPad Goat is 7 minutes, 27 seconds long from the Heliofont site. You go to the line below, it says 6727. So you get the 727 there and there. iPad Goat's numbers there and there. And you get 22 over the 6. Well, so you get 22, 727, you get 6, 727. Remaining is the 56 and a 4836. So we know 2/2 is Groundhog Day, February 2nd, or it's June 22nd, which is the day after the summer solstice. Remember, we get a on Trump's birthday in 2022 on the 14th, the week before this, or 8 days before this, we get a what they call, what is it, the large full moon? What's it called? When it's large. Can't even think. Supermoon. Yeah. And so that's interesting. And you got the 88 and the 88 up above it. You got a 31 over the 88. You got a 72 over the 88. 88 to 88. So anyway, we got a lot of interesting numbers there. And of course, when I see numbers, my brain just goes, "Brrr." That's it. All right, so let's finish up with.
But we used to be able to get into a room with the enemy
Used to be able to get into the room with the enemy, look him in the eye.
and look him in the eye. Now,
Now the enemy is just floating in the ether.
the enemy is just floating in the ether.
What Bible verse did he just give you? Ephesians 6:12, King James Version, Bible Gateway. Who's the enemy? The enemy is not flesh and blood. It's the principalities, the powers, the rulers of darkness in this world, of spiritual wickedness in high places. The ghost is in the machine, it's in the ether. What is the ether? Theoretical universe substance believed during the 19th. Ether is also spelled aether. It is also luminous ether in physics. Satan is the prince of the power of the air, classical element, fifth element, luminous ether.
There was a movie called The Fifth Element.
Postulated medium, ether definition. What is an ether? EWT, energy wave theory.
Ether is the air.
Ether definition, meaning.
Right there, it says the upper regions of space, the clear sky, the heavens. It says Satan is the prince of the power of the air. Your enemies are not flesh and blood, but they're principalities. So when he said the enemy is now in the ether, they're telling you. And the reason why I said it's ghost in the machine, because through the technology, what are they able to do? Well, think about your technology, your cell phone, your PC. I can post a picture here in Los Estados Unidos, and somebody on Facebook over in China through the air can see that picture within seconds. That's traveling through the air, the ether. It's magic.
Chemistry, colorless, highly volatile, flammable liquid, having aromatic odor, blah, 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 blah. Chemistry, compounds, two organic groups, touched, oxygen, atom, upper. There you go. The upper regions of space, the clear sky, the heaven. Satan is what? The prince of the power of the air. And where is he now? He is in the machine. He is the AI, along with the other fallen ones. So they're floating in the ether. So love that. Excellent stuff. On Her Majesty's Secret Service. Man, I'm telling you, when I heard this music, I just got goosebumps.
I have to be
That movie.
I have to be very careful with that too. This is another item that could have gotten me in a lot of trouble because I played the song too long so you could really hear it. But just know that while this scene is going
grabbed
on,
me when I was 8, 9 years old, man.
while this scene's going on, you hear in the background the whole time. On Her Majesty's Secret Service, music, theme song, etc.
And now I know why. Remember, on December 18th was when it was released, and the YouTube video controlled op people who do movies and so forth. He said the end of James Bond on Her Majesty's Secret Service, and he did a whole soliloquy, documentary, short video on how on Her Majesty's Secret Service is when Bond really.
I'll show you all the video.
And
It's coming up.
that movie came out on December 18th. And they literally play on Her Majesty's Secret Service music in the movie No Time to Die. That was just like, I was like, are you kidding me? And I heard it in the theater. I don't know if I shared it with y'all because I was on information overload. I came home. I didn't take notes. So I came home and tried to tell y'all everything that I could after I saw it. So right now you can hear the background. It just gives me goosebumps. Because that's music is spiritual. The spirit of music, spirit of Christmas. What spirit is the spirit of Christmas? Well, of course it is. The spirit of Halloween. We are spirits in the material world. There's another police song for you.
Let's see.
Let me see if I can give you the original song
This is where I could get in
so you
trouble.
can hear it better in the background. Song on Her Majesty's Secret Service. I don't know which one it is or which one. A very strange day was coming on. I don't know. I don't think it was the theme song, but it was the song that was. You'll hear that trumpet kick in. That's what you started. That's what you.
Trumpet. And I forgot to tell you all that. So I'm glad we went back over this. On Her Majesty's Secret Service, the theme song, which it'll be down in the description. It's in the description of the previous video, part 1 of this re-upload. And I'll have it in the description also of this one. But the trumpet is what is prominent in that song. So yeah.
You hear in the background. You hear it?
Hear it.
Gosh, I just want to shoot all that in my body when I hear that. Absolutely. I guess.
So yeah, it's weird because I got goosebumps with it sped up to twice the speed.
The Lord just raised me a certain way to just be able to just totally be in tune with these end times since I was a kid.
Because I always loved that movie. I always loved that song. Weird, right? And here they're playing it in No Time to Die.
You're gonna hear this in the background of this movie. Freaky.
It's like everything in my whole life was about the end times. Everything.
And what's going on in the movie when the song is playing? And they're going down snow mountain, snow everywhere, snow, snow, snow. On Her Majesty's Secret Service, snow skiing scene, YouTube. You can hear the music right there cranking up. Goosebumps shooting through my body again.
Can y'all tell when I'm on caffeine and not on caffeine? Because now I'm not on caffeine. I'm real mellow. I did this video. I got back from the gym and I was still like space cowboy.
Same.
So I just want to pause it so I don't get the video shut down again. Commentary, fair use commentary. Yeah, you're not really hearing the song, but it'll be in the description. You can click on it. Listen. Commentary, fair use commentary. Commentary.
Telly Savalas.
Blowfield, Telly Savalas.
So you know what the song sounds like, okay? You got to feel for it. Now listen, it's going to crank in the background. And just for effect. Oh, this will be a tough find, won't it?
Just for effect.
On Her Majesty's Secret Service, the end of James Bond.
Oh yeah,
there's that video. There it is. 2 months ago. 2 months ago. Tracy, win it one.
It's called On Her Majesty's Secret Service and the End of James Bond. And On Her Majesty's Secret Service was released on the cold full moon of this December 18th, which comes to Cellar Door. Cellar Door comes to December 18 or 18th, and so does 2001 or 201 for event 201. So I don't know. You got the eclipse on the 4th, and you've got the cold full moon on the 18th. It's 14 days apart. They're 2 weeks apart. The solar eclipse is a new moon, and then you got the full moon, which we're assuming is going to be the killing moon. Unless, of course, it takes place here on the 17th, like I'm thinking. So I'm just, obviously I'm all over the place with dates, but y'all figure it out.
Look at the title, On Her Majesty's Secret Service and the End of James Bond. On Her Majesty's Secret Service, Wikipedia. When I found all this out, y'all, there it is, December 18th release date. I was convinced of the December 18th death date. Convinced. And I'll be convinced again if he's still alive when we get close to it. Because Cellar Door comes to that date, and so does 201 for event 201. And on the 3rd day is what? The rebirth of the sun. You can't make it up. And it's right in the middle, I believe it's right in the middle of the transfer portal dates of December 4th.
I've sped it up to 1.5.
2021, but let's see. I don't know. January 17th of the wolf full moon.
It's not.
Those are 44 days apart. And if you add 22 days, you get the 26th. So it's not quite in the middle. 26th, go back 8 days. So it's 18, it'd be 14 one way. And
Waste of time. Sorry.
1431, 4308. I don't know what that number is. I'm certainly not going to
14 one way, 30 the other.
But
yeah, that was interesting to me.
Okay. I'm really looking at that December 18th date, man. Jeez, Louise. By the way, it was 1969, which could be what that 42 is about because of the year 1969. And look at the time length, running time of Her Majesty Secret Service, 142 minutes. And Bond's tag number is what? 4269.
Yeah, that was interesting. Bond's tag number is 4269. And the running time of On Her Majesty's Secret Service was 142 minutes. And it came out in 1969. When? On December 18th, the cold full moon. That's coming up. Well, it's coming up when? Yeah. In a month plus 3 days.
Then look at how our friend
4 days
gave us the 4269, how it tied into 9/11.
Our friend did do that. That was Mr. Young, if I'm not mistaken.
But December 18th is just, it's banging us right upside the head, isn't it?
Sure is.
It's so in your face, man.
Man.
Ooh, need doggies. 1469, 142 minutes. Released in 1969. On the 18th, 6 plus 6 plus 6. Where are we at?
Caffeinate much?
Back to James Bond and listening to On Her Majesty's Secret Service.
I do have the speed sped up though.
And it gets louder and louder and louder. Commentary fair use. I'll move up a little bit. Well, the time was 216. Y'all see at 217 there? When it first came.
Yeah, it was at 216 when it first popped. I want to go ahead and skip all through this. If you want to hear On Her Majesty's Secret Service, it plays in the background for over a minute in No Time to Die, which was very interesting to me. And so
freakish. I think Shyamalan is absolutely freakish. 00, when they told him he got his 00 status back, and she goes, "What's his number?" We know what his number is.
Oh, I tried to open that, but it's in the video.
Because she is now 007. And in the movie, they go back and give him back that 007 at her request. She would represent the divine feminine or Lucifer, but you go to Revelation 17.
But I might have talked over it really quickly. So she's 007 in the movie. And he gets his 00 status back, and she keeps asking, what is his number? And we know that he's 008 because of this. He is the 8th and is of the 7. And then later on in the movie, she asked him if he can get his 007, number back, because the 8th is of the 7. So it's so obvious and in your face.
11, which really makes you think about, November 17th, big time. And there are 7 kings, 5 Apollo. Remember, he's the 7th. And 6 or 5, you can debate it either way. We're all fallen, and or goats, or of the fallen angels. Nebuchadnezzar, of course, was not. He was called by the Lord. We're going over that right now. In Daniel 4, he wrote Daniel 4 and began it just like Paul began all of his letters. And it says, and the other is not yet come, and that's when he, of course, will rise. Well, and when he come, he has not yet risen, and risen from the dead. And when he comes, he must continue a short space. What are we talking about there in verse 10? Well, we're going to go over it again in verse 11. And the beast that was the Twin Towers, or Trump before the assassination, and is not, now the towers have fallen, or Trump after the assassination, even he is the 8th, which is the One World Trade Tower rising back up. All that was the one that replaced the Twin Towers. It was the Twin Towers made into one. And as of the 7, because the 8th is the 7th, and goeth into perdition. So they go, what's his number? They never say he's the 8th. That would be way too obvious. They just don't say what his number is. And then later on, she says, I want to give Bond back his number.
Not in the clear either. What happened? He's been reinstated as a double O.
Oof, really? What number?
Double O what?
00 what? Well, he's 008. He is the 8th, and he is of the 7.
What have you got?
And they never answer. They never answer the question. Commentary, fair use commentary.
Double O what? What have you got?
Okay, so enough of that there. And nano.
It was designed to be the most efficient weapon on the arsenal.
Oh, it's got nanoparticles in it, which they told us the Pokey Poke has nanoparticles.
And what are we looking at?
They told us the Pokey Poke has nanotechnology in it, and then you research it, and I used to show you all that. And the nano connects to 5G, so it's all you need to know. You're connected.
This is the funeral of one of the dead Spectre agents from Cuba.
Commentary, fair use commentary. Similar.
And heal the members of their family who made physical contact with the corpse.
So if you made contact with somebody that had the nano, it would jump on you or transfer, yada, yada.
We found Heracles in the blood samples
Of all those that were connected to the family members.
of all of them.
And Bond somehow passes it, it gets it passed to him, and I don't know. There's a lot of this I didn't understand. Somebody like Michael or somebody's really going to have to watch it. I watched it again, and it just, that's what it was about. I watched the ending last night, and it kind of explained it. But while we're going on these nanoparticles, just real quick, if I may, let's go to the Saturday Night Live. Well, I'm not logged into my main channel, so I don't subscribe to them. They give me their site. There it is. So you get to their watching news. You get to their recent videos. You get to their cold open. They sit right there and talk about
Maureen is saving.
They talk about nanotechnology in the vaccine. In the Pokey Poke pack. They do. You're like, what? Y'all are just making fun of the fact that because forever nobody admitted there was nanotechnology in it.
Kids. At one, it's White Power Rangers. But first,
our children, they from Sesame Street.
Hold your
Green, what are you doing here?
Oh, I'm just tired. And I thought I'd Junior, who is alive in America.
Senator, and he is an 8.
And well, I don't feel too good.
So I think it was somewhere in there they talk about the nanotechnology. So if I put on the subtitles, I'll be able to find it. So let me pause y'all real quick. All right, so Big Bird apparently got the Pokey Poke and he don't feel too good. And that's the comedy routine. And then they're going to say, well, if you bathe in borax, it'll remove the nanotechnology from you.
Joints don't work. It's real bad, man.
Commentary, fair use commentary. Don't shut down my video.
Don't worry. I read online that you can take a bath in borax.
You could take a bath in borax and it will remove the nanotechnology. So they're telling you the nanotechnology is in the Pokey Poke, which of course connects to 5G technology. That's easily researchable on simple Google searches.
Borax, and that will cleanse you of any nanotechnology.
That will cleanse you of any nanotechnologies, which of course is all over this Bond movie, the nanotechnologies. So this movie and dissected.
Good work, Mandy.
Thank you, sir.
All of them. No,
it's good work, Naomi. Thank you, sir. Okay.
Double O what? What are they?
00 what? She asks again. And what is he? He's 008. Ta-da. She's representing James Bond, but through a spiritual sense of Lucifer, or the goddess, the divine feminine.
They're
They never answer her question.
nanobots,
They're nanobots.
right? Microscopic bio robots.
Okay. The slightest contact with your skin. Now, I don't know if this is really how anything's going to work, but if everybody has these nanobots already on them, all goats that have them, when they worship the image of the beast, boom, they'll be uploaded with demonic entities from the technology. Boom.
Programmed with DNA.
Target specific individuals. Well, who will be the specific goats? Sheep won't affect.
Target
I
specific.
don't care if you're poked 19 times. If you're still alive after being poked 19 times, if you're a sheep, it can't do anything but kill you, melt you down. But it's demonic entities cannot enter into you, and you will not worship the image of the beast. Period. You have to worship the image in order to be uploaded to begin with, to get your so-called godhood or eternal life.
Heracles was designed to be the most efficient weapon in our arsenal.
Well, it is. It's the mark of the beast. There's your jet from Afghanistan scene. Whoa! I've shown y'all this once, right? I think we caught it on a commercial. Or I mean a video preview of the trailer or something. But I'm, shocked that an 1109 isn't stuck on that. And that tells you that 1109, he's still alive. He hasn't died yet. Now, how many more days later does he die after 1109? Well, we're at 1113 right now. Or 1114. What are we on right now? We're on the 14th. How many more days pass until he dies? I got to go back and watch the rest of that movie. Don't I fell asleep. Ate a big old meal and passed right out on that couch. But as far as I could, y'all. Commentary, fairies, commentary. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. My father's garden. Again with a flower full moon. What's that flower full moon about? My father's garden. And there's this flower that kills and gives you a heart attack, if you remember.
His toxic treasure.
His toxic treasure with these plants and flowers. So she's then asking for the daughter.
It's a poison garden.
It's a poison garden. Then they come across this flower. And it made me think of the flower full moon. Remember, we said that every single full moon has something to do with the Antichrist, the end times, the mark of the beast, because one of them's called a harvest. Harvest full moon. What are they harvesting? I guess they're goats, because, when they all take the mark, which means that mark of the beast time could be over in the fall. I don't know. October time. It's a harvest moon. Then it's a hunter's moon. But what you do on one side, you got to do on the other. So you cross over to the other side, and it's actually the springtime of 2023, quite possibly. Because remember, 420 really crosses over to, that's the first day of Aries. Taurus. It's first day of Taurus, which cross over to the first day of Scorpio.
So it'd be like October. So October 20th to April 20th. So that's the harvest and hunter's moon time. That's hunter's moon time. So they start hunting during the 4/20 solar eclipse is the abomination date. That's what I'm thinking, because we think he's going down between now and December 18th, right? November 17th or December 18th. And remember, we kept backtracking. Go down to October 16th. Is that what he did when he said October 12th? So then you go to the 16th. No, I remember when it was. It was November. That's right, 9/11, October 12th, November 13th. That's why Michael gave us the October 12th date and said all those crazy things that happened then, because we were doing progressions. Like I did, like through progression numbers, found out that my wife was totally connected to the 88. Second wife. Numerically, through marriage numbers, progressions. So when we progress 9/11, you get September 11th, October 12th, November 13th, December 14th, which was an eclipse date. So thank you, Michael. I had totally forgotten what that was about.
My father made so much.
Plans. Commentary fair use as we skip about. Let me show you my favorites.
Some of them, but not all of them are for hurting people.
I have plants that can
do all sorts of things.
Plants that can do all sorts of things. I can't quite. This is Garden of Eden stuff, like the Tree of Life, Tree of Knowledge, Good and Evil, plants, gardens, flowers, flower full moon, because one of the flowers is a killer. Touch one of them, they'll kill you or whatever, or eat them, gives you heart attacks. Remember that? I remember trying to tell you all that. You know, her name is Math, ILDE.
We're about done here, aren't we?
Notice he gave her free will to touch it or not, and the mom had her not do it. Instead of being somebody evil and just taking her hand and smacking it on it.
We still got a lot to do, so I'm gonna
There's
speed
big
this up
free will
here.
involvement there, which they love free will. The trident. Trump is the trident, and you can see the trident floating around.
Bond is the trident
He's Poseidon thingy. He's beside himself.
He's Poseidon. Check this out.
So there's the trident right there. It popped.
So you see the trident, they ask which one is Bond, and they go, he's the trident.
It's right up on the screen. They go, which one is Bond? They go, he's a trident. Like, duh, the beast side of the sea. Are you kidding me?
There you go. So, there it is.
Yes.
You should be able to see the chemical plant architecture.
Yeah. Which one is Trump, or which one is Bond?
Which one's Bond?
He's the side.
He's the psi. PSY pops up here.
And PSI spells trident. And what you're going to
Let's get
see
rid
is
of
at the
that.
beginning of the movie,
Let's turn it off. He is the trident.
when they do the theme song, they show
Thingy.
the trident again. So I'm going to show you all that.
He is the PSI. Yeah, the psi.
Side is the trident thingy.
He's the trident thingy. Boy, they're so clever the way they throw this stuff out there, aren't they?
Nobody gets this stuff but us. And you know, if Theology Ed and Enter the Stars and all that were legit, they would be telling you that the Antichrist has to receive a deadly wound, and they'd be all over this No Time to Die, just like we are. But they don't. They throw you crumbs.
Give us a layout.
Right.
Commentary fair use. That's it. 15th, and I think that's why Michael Jordan and everybody wore that 23. Also for the chromosomes. Also, of course, because they're all
Yeah, the 23 through the portal. lands on the cold full moon of December 18th and moves up through to Groundhog Day. So they connect Groundhog Day to the cold full moon through the portal. Yeah, that's 23 days. And if you go up 37 days, you connect the solar eclipse of December 4th to the snow full moon of February 16th.
All about DNA. Perfect genetics. I in the middle of the I am, just something that popped in my mind. Christian, love it. Welcome to the family, buddy. I literally just looked at my phone.
So he said, I just looked at my phone. It was 12:21. He said, Mama Mia's 2 A's and 3 M's equal 23, just like perfect genetics in the middle of I am, just something that popped in my mind. Okay. So I talked about
And it was 12:21 as you mentioned the date. And he said at 14. Y'all know I just got to. I got to put that in there.
All right, so I think we're done. All right, so we're done with this video. Yes, we're done with that. We're done with that because we're all set up. I just need to make sure I copy and paste and put that in there. So now we're going to go through what I did last night. Copyright strike. See, I haven't even played 6 seconds of the video, so I know I'm good while I pause and say fair use, commentary, fair use. So when I started rewatching, I wanted to go through the movie, and I kind of fast forwarded through the whole movie real quick, looking for stuff. I wanted to look for the evergreen tanker. Do y'all remember the tanker that said evergreen, which of course evergreen is for the tree goddess. And they show you the evergreen tanker, but the movie opens up with the dark winter, the cold full moon, or the snow full moon, and the evergreen tree, the tree goddess, grove worship. That's what the Christmas tree is all about. And that's how the movie opens, which really tells you no time to die. It really makes you think he's got to be dead by this this winter. I mean, it just, I don't know, it just screams out at us, doesn't it? So, you know, pick a date. December 18th, December 19th, December 20th, December 21st, New Year's Eve, February 2nd. I mean, January 2nd. January 10th, portal date. And it was circular, which is a corona, which is a eclipse, because it did come at us in that circular view through the eye. That he shot at. Interesting, right? That's how the movie opens. So you got to go with how a movie opens. I mean, it's just big, 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 big.
Tree goddess, snow.
Heavy breathing, of course. The bad guy at the end.
Evergreen.
Yes, evergreen commentary, fair use. So he's walking through the snow. He's going to do a killings.
Wolf full moon, the lone wolf.
Yeah, he is also the lone wolf. He's all by himself. And you have a wolf full moon right in the middle of wintertime. I mean, like right there on January 17th. So it just sort of kind of in my mind points to a lot of stuff. Trident, machine, ghost in the machine. You kind of get a little bit of everything here. All right, so the theme song opens up, and lo and behold, what do you get? The trident, right at the beginning of the theme song, Well, the theme song now occurs 10 minutes into the movie because it's a long opening with that guy walking through the snow and then going into kill Bond's future girlfriend's mother. So, and the girl escapes as she's trapped in the ice. He lets her out of the ice, which is what? That all goes back into, I'll tell you what that goes into. It's Mr. Freeze, the North Pole, what we were talking about in previous videos. That's where the abyss is, and that's why the waters are going to rise, because the snow's going to, the ice is going to melt. And that's what they're already talking about, global warming and ice melting and all this. No, it's because it's going to be melted because the abyss is opening. Commentary fair use. And that's symbology for one of their clubs that goes back to the days of the Knights, the November 5th, yeah, Templars. And then here you get, I took the sound off, but what are you looking at? You're looking at machinery. It's iron mixing with clay. It's the ghost of the machine, which is what this is all about. His death is all about No Time to Die, but his death, it's no time to die because he's got work to do as the Antichrist through World War III, and then bringing an end to the world wars and bringing peace to the earth, but giving eternal life through the technology, through the machine, through the AI, iron mixing with clay. That's Daniel 2:43. They shall mingle themselves with the seed of men. That's the movie Venom. It will use the human body as an avatar. So they're giving you the machinery. So, and they're pointing at the machinery. Look at the arrows pointing. They're doing that. That's not me. They're pointing at the machinery.
Ghost in the
It's crazy, isn't it?
machine.
Crazier than a sprayed roach.
Trident. Ghost in the machine.
Interesting. No theology yet, and logic before authority, and I'm not seeing Angel White. I'm not seeing Shaking My Head Productions. Nicholson 1968 or 50, whatever it is. Nicholson 1960. Yeah, not seeing anybody get in all this stuff. And this is the most important movie because this is signaling the death.
With the flower.
I think he wants you to drink.
So I'm not sure what's going on here. Oh, the flower blinds him. So again, she's talking about, we have a flower full moon, and she talks about how this tea she's drinking, this flower will blind you if it hits you in the eye.
Do you know what this flower does?
Do you know what this flower does?
Flower.
We have a flower full moon.
Full moon.
Commentary, fair use, commentary, fair use.
It makes you blind.
It makes you blind. Commentary, fair use.
Just a drop of this.
Just a drop of this in your eye. And she ends up throwing it in his eye. So this is 1:27 minutes. So I have to be very careful about this. So we're going to go through and read the subtitles. A History of Violence, License to Kill. Vendetta with Ernest Blofeld. In Love with Madeline Swan. I could be speaking to my own reflection. Again, each villain is the reflection of Bond. We already told you about how Blofeld was missing his eye when Bond is looking at him. And now this bad guy also, which they like to, bounce everything off our God too. So all these people could be representing our God. It's just, it's too much. Upside down, as above, so below. I don't know. We've made slightly different choices, he said. So he's bringing free will into it. And he goes, we've just developed different methods.
I think
And he says, I think you're right, trying to appease him. He says, thank you. And he says, I think we are the same.
About to get deep. They're the
we
same, by the
both
way.
know what it feels.
And so again, the symbology of mirroring each other. Now, this is when they get really deep into stuff like what Trump would be saying is like, I don't have a choice but to be the Antichrist. This is what God made me do. And that's what he's really getting into here. I'm going to have to speed it up. I cannot get another copy. You know, I don't want to get videos taken down.
Before we're even in the fight.
Before we're even in the fight. In other words, before I have a chance to get out there and make a free will decision for Jesus, which of course does not exist. And they hate that. They hate that God's already set everything. And that's basically what they're telling you.
It would,
He is saying it would have been nice to have a chance to win, a chance to defeat God, a chance at eternal life.
be nice to have the chance.
I mean, you never see James Bond acting like this. This movie was completely different. And that's what they're all talking about. It's like, oh, you know, you got to know him personally and his emotions. And yeah, well, it's because it's the end. Welcome to the end times.
Chance, don't you think? Just, you all should get a chance.
Just we all should get a chance. And the majority of the world through the Broadway is the goat world. We just did that Bible study tonight. Narrow is the way, and the Broadway, and all these streets that are named Broadway. And the majority of the Earth's population has no chance. No chance in hell, no chance in death, no chance in the grave.
But this thing that you're building, it puts everyone.
So now he's getting back to the movie, but that's what that was about there. Because that had nothing to do with the movie, really. The whole world on a battlefield. Well, that's what's about to take place, isn't it?
A world on a battlefield. Nobody gets a chance.
And then he's, you know, nobody gets a chance. You know, here comes World War III. So he's basically talking back at God, you know, nobody gets a chance.
The
thing that no one wants to admit.
No one wants to admit is that most people.
Because this dialogue in the movie is where they're giving you their whole spiel, their whole deal about how they feel about this earth, is that most people want things to happen to them.
Want things to happen to them.
We tell each other lies about the fight for free will. There's your free will right there. Fake as a day is long. Free will does not exist. God's declared the end from the beginning. Goats are born goats. Sheep are born sheep. Sheep are born lost.
Each other lies about the fight for free will.
No such thing as commentary fair use.
And independence. But
you don't have independence. There's that 76. Reversal is the 67. But we don't really want that. And don't forget, we just got through UFC 267 and 268 in back-to-back weeks, which was very unique. And I showed y'all that girl's number 86768, 86. And it ends in a 68, 86768, 86768. She was born February 22nd, 1972. That's what her number came to. And we're getting to, yeah, anyway.
we don't really want that. We want to be told how to live.
Want to be told how to live. And they like to be, you know, they like to make fun of the people of the earth as cattle, that they deserve to be led. because they're stupid. See, because they have illumination. They're of the illuminated world. The rest of the earth is stupid. That's how they look at it.
And then dominate.
And then die when we are not looking.
Okay.
That's just straight from Satan. Of course, he wrote this movie, of course, so a lot of this is a little over our heads. Doesn't make a lot of sense.
People
And die when we are not looking. People want oblivion, of course. That's why we can't reach people.
want oblivion. And a few
People don't want to know the truth, and a few of us are born to build it for them.
of us are born to build it for them.
So that was part one of this long dialogue, and here came part two.
We want to be told how to live.
So I went back and I was like, boy, this keeps going. I better. So here I am, their invisible God. So again, he is playing the God character, and Bond is playing Satan, and they want to act like they're mirror images of each other.
Their invisible God.
And sneaking under their skin. Well, that's now he's getting back to the nanotechnology, I think, or how they will take over the human body as an avatar. I'm not real sure.
Sneaking under their skin.
So, yeah, I don't know.
You know that history isn't kind to them.
History isn't kind to
Play
those
God.
who play God.
And you don't.
See, they're getting all in their very deep stuff here.
We both eradicate people.
We both eradicate people. Well, let's go over that. God's been killing people since the beginning. He killed them with a flood. Of course, those weren't people anymore. They were fallen angel human hybrids. And Noah was perfect, though, in his generation. So he had the good, clean blood. So Jesus could come through with good, clean blood. But he was the last of the good, clean blood. That's why Jesus comes, or no flesh would be saved, because there's always going to be some flesh on this earth that belongs to the Lord. And Satan is killing people at the behest of God, because Satan cannot do one single thing that God has not ordained him to do. Satan does not have any type of power. So we both eradicate people. Well, at the end of the day, it's our God that has killed every baby, given any child cancer, been responsible for every world war, every bit of bloodshed, because it's all been for his sheep. Everything's been for us. This is one big movie where God is the writer, the director, the producer, and he even came and starred in a cameo appearance as himself. And everything is for the sheep. The elder shall serve the younger, as Vanessa said. Their world is really for us. And at the end of the day, of course, it's to cleanse us when they persecute us and or kill us. Every one of the apostles, maybe with the exception of John, not real sure, were killed, were murdered. Jesus was murdered. Their job is to kill us, to hate us. God ordained that we would be killed. God has ordained every single thing. So that's what the depth of this conversation here is about. We, of course, as sheep, we love God's order. We love the fact that he has this process for us. It's not pleasant on this earth, but the eternal life part is what is pleasant, and that's what we look forward to. We're not supposed to get our joy or our happiness from this existence, because it's evil, it's horrible. It's infused with death, violence, hatred. Only when you're living the goat life as a lost sheep do you get any joy at all. But of course, their world is losing the joy as it is anyway on this earth. With these lockdowns and masks, and even the goats are starting to be like, God, this isn't, it's wrong. But boy, they can't wait to jump back into the bars and getting drunk again and all that kind of stuff, what they call getting back to normal. And we know there's nothing normal about this time. We're all waiting for the end times. So we're seeing what's going on as well, they see like ships at sea, they're stuck at sea, the goods, the buying, there's all these, the shelves aren't stocked. People are seeing, and they want you to see the earth falling apart is what they want you to see, that politics doesn't work. That's why Bill Maher is now making fun of the Liberal Party also. They're showing you that politics doesn't work, that food doesn't. And then of course, we all know this earth could be run perfectly fine. We could all be eating organic food for cheap. Free healthcare if you didn't blow up the prices of a hospital stay, which is ridiculous. You can make these machines at a normal price. We could all be making these machines at a normal price. These machines, MRI machines, whatever these hospitals have, where you're there for a week and it's like 50,000, it's $100,000. What? Y'all, this was all blown up to just make this place unbearable. It could all be done so easily and so simply for cheap if the world was normal, but the world has never been normal. What we try to have fun with is a place where there is no fun. That's our lost sheep life, where we try to have fun at concerts or fun at football games or fun fornicating, getting drunk, smoking funny cigarettes. And we find out there's no fun anywhere in any of it. To make the world a better place, we both eradicate people to make the world a better place. So God is saying what? I'm going to eradicate this earth to make it a better place for my sheep in the New Jerusalem. And of course, Satan is saying what? We're going to eradicate this earth so we can start killing sheep and then have a world without sheep. I mean, it's just sitting right there telling you this in this movie. We both eradicate people
to make the world a better place.
It's like that God-Satan conversation, which of course there is no equal to that conversation.
I just want to do a little.
So he just wants to make it a little tidier. He wants to kill people with his technology and his nanobots and all that kind of stuff.
Tidier.
And we don't know what it's going to be like when 2 billion die. Will a lot of it be bombs? A lot of it might be the connection to the technology and freezing. And through the cold winter with no electricity, no food. And then when everything thaws out, all of their towers, technology towers, are still intact to do what they need to keep doing. Because they can't just bomb everything and wipe everything out, because that's their infrastructure for the mark of the beast, in my opinion.
Collateral. I want the world to evolve.
Of course, it's man's final evolutionary state, its final evolution to godhood. And through eternal life, by worshiping the image of the beast. That's what Trump will be selling, is eternal life, because he's going to seem like he came back from the dead.
If you wanted to stay the same, let's face it.
Commentary, fair use commentary. Commentary, fair use commentary. I've made you redundant, he says. So, not really sure how to put that. Really just need to listen to the words and not worry about who's talking to who, so to speak. What they're saying is God is no longer needed. They're going to battle God. They think they're going to defeat God, I think, through CERN and all these technologies. They think they're going to be able to shoot Jesus out of the sky with Star Wars defense weapons, which what Reagan started talking about, which is really just about shooting God out of the sky. And when he returns to reclaim the earth, I mean, they think through the fallen angel technology that they've got just as much smarts and brain power as God does, and they're going to be able to out-machine, out-think, out-combat Jesus on this earth.
Redundant. No. Not as long as there are people like you in the world.
So anyway, commentary, fair use commentary. Some of this is just talking about the movie. Are you just getting back to the characters?
And with all due respect
With all due respect to the enormity of your
to the enormity
commentary, fair use commentary, fair use commentary.
of your tidy achievement,
Tidy achievements. Okay. And maybe he's back talking to God again about your tidy achievements, how everything's been arranged perfectly for the sheep to bring forth their salvation. I mean, each apostle was murdered, they were killed. That it was all the arrangement. That's what John 3:16 is actually about. For God so loved his harmonious arrangement. Is the first definition of cosmos, not the fifth definition down the whole world. It should have been the first definition. And you could say, for God so loved his tidy arrangement of forming his sheep before the foundation of the world and declaring the end from the beginning and how the sheep would be brought through a tidy process to bring them through eternal life. So he's making fun of that.
all you're really doing is
All you're really doing is standing in a very long line
standing in a very long line
of angry little men. So I don't know. He's like trying to reduce God to blah, blah, blah. 10 more seconds. Fair use. I declare fair use.
angry little men. I'm not angry.
I'm just passionate. There is a word called dispassionate, isn't it? I don't know.
Passionate.
Commentary, fair use. Commentary, fair use.
Disable your explosive.
Disable your explosives. Get off my island. Back to the movie. I said, hey, you get off of my island. Ted Cruz, Sesame Street. Okay, so this is the last little clip of the movie.
This will be the evergreen boat that clogged the Panama.
Yeah, I kept going back. I was like fast forwarding through the movie. I wanted to show y'all, and I guess we need to show you the evergreen boat in real life. Evergreen ship. And Evergreen, of course, was blocking the Suez Canal. Then it was called Evergreen, which is all about the divine feminine goddess grove worship. Bohemian Grove is all about grove worship. And it was a cargo tanker ship type boat. Of course, that was done on purpose to show you Eve a Green. Well, her name is Ava Green or Eva Green, which is Eva Green, IMDb. And she plays Bond's love interest, known as Vesper Lind. And she has my birthday, July 6th. And so Casino Royale. So Eva Green really stands for the tree goddess, which is what Bond loved. Notice the 88 videos it says here. 88. Yeah. Eva Green. That's her name. Just spelling's a little off, but when you pronounce Eva Green, and you pronounce that, It's called evergreen, but it's really evergreen. For the evergreen tree, which is your Christmas tree, it would not die in the winter. So he's sitting in a boat. You're going to hear a horn blow. A horn is a trump. Oops. A trump is a horn. Whoop. Horn blows, trump blows. There it is. So they're giving you the evergreen symbolism.
Right there.
With the horn blowing.
Remember that one?
All right. Let's go to any comments that might have incurred while we were Remnant Part 1, The Weekend, No Time to Die. Order of the Angels. Is it him of one of his bioscan body doubles? Oh, who knows? Who knows? Good call. Michael Jack said, whoops, I wanted to click read more. The Addams Family comes to 666 in satanic gematria. I do not know what satanic gematria is, but that's so crazy. The Addams Family comes to tribulation, age of Aquarius. This is in regular gematria, I'm assuming. The Addams Family comes to, in regular gematria, tribulation, age of Aquarius, 21, World War III, Thanksgiving, December 19, October 13th. And we like December 19. We like it a lot because of how, well, it was December 20th, Damien Thorne birthday. The original Damien Thorne will be 18666 days old and 2666 weeks old. I can just about get rid of all this stuff, can't I? At least up until the 19th. Top Gun release date. Ooh, is Top Gun about to release, y'all? I've been taken to hell and it's the most horrible place, Mary Carroll said. I don't even know how to respond to that. Hell is not eternal torment. You did not go to hell. I can assure you of that. Hell is the grave. On all ciphers, the Addams Family comes to banking collapse. And if you remember, we showed the clip the other day, which is what Michael's talking about. In that clip with all the train wrecks, he talked about financial collapse because he was always reading the stock market in the Addams Family. He was always upside down doing Zen yogi, which of course we know what yoga is about. It's yoking yourself to the fallen angels, demonic spirits, yoking yourself to the gods. So there's that with that. Anybody else respond to anything? So that's it. All right. Love y'all.